I feel bad for tourists. Like, I was never a fucking tourist.
Right.
Like, I would never let myself be a fucking tourist.
Right.
Like, never, ever. Like
Yeah.
my wife tried to be when I took her to New York the first time.
Yeah.
And I had to cut the legs off of that shit.
Yeah, what was she trying to do?
Like, just dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, shit that even if you live in New York, you don't go there.
Right.
Like, when you grow up in New York, the first year they take you to the Museum of Natural History.
Right.
Till you can't take it no more. You gotta look at that fucking whale. and then they take you to fucking Radio City.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And you go to the fucking Empire State Building.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't ever want to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that was it.
I haven't been in a Museum of Natural History since I'm,
No,
7.
I like the Museum of Natural History.
It's fun.
So I let them. We went to that one. We went to the Met.
Yeah.
I took the girls to the Met. I took them there. But that other shit will never occur.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to tell people,
I feel bad.
Go eat. I would say, go eat. I say, you learn more about a city from restaurants than you will from all this tourist shit that you do. You go to see museum, you go to see artifacts, and who cares? I'm going to tell you, you're going to go to a cool restaurant. You're going to look around, watch people, see what they do, hang out, drink a cup of coffee, sit on a bench, just watch shit happen. You're going to get more of an idea of what the city is than going on some guided tour.
Why don't you and I just start like a fucking...
Yeah.
People like, this was John Lennon got shot in the head.
Yeah.
If you
yes,
say another word,
100%.
I'll shoot you in the fucking head.
I think...
like that's what, this is what fucking Theo Von made that drug deal with the cab driver.
In the cab driver,
that raped the chick in the back
This
seat.
is the real New York.
Theo is snorting coke with Al Strawberry and shit.
This is the real New York.
This is the real New York.
I used to,
That's what I want to take. This is what fucking my friend Louis shot heroin in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
And fucking he puked and we left him here fucking for dead. Like it's
that, but that's what I want to hear. If I go to a city, that's what I want to hear. And I would tell, what I would do too, because the apartments in New York City are so expensive. I'd try to make everybody on the bus feel kind of bad. I just point at the buildings and I go 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 35, 40 million. And everybody would just get beaten down. By the end of the day, they realized that they were fucked. They were like, God, the system's rigged. We're all shot, And then every now and then, one of these fat broads would try to even the scale. She'd go, but they don't even have central air in those buildings. They have wall unit air conditioners. And I go, but they do have central air in their Hamptons estates. They take helicopters and land in them because they don't want to be in traffic. Many of them are 20, 30,000 square feet. And she would go, ha. And it was basically me going I know you're trying to get one up on me, but not today, pig. Not today. And I would just make them feel, I want their spirits broken by the time they left the bus. I wanted them to realize that they had failed and there was nothing that they could do.
They fucked up.
They fucked up.
They should have gone to fucking Disneyland.
They should have did, that this is, you can't understand this. Because New York is a city that requires both less and more explanation than any other place on the planet. Less explanation, meaning you get kind of what it is immediately, but more explanation, because I'm going to point to a building, I'm going to tell you the average price is $26 million. And you're going to say, who the fuck lives there? And I'm going to say, Louise Crane lives there. Her family owns the paper that we print our money on. You didn't even know that was a thing. She owns fucking money. You don't even know what, and people's minds would melt. And that's the type of shit I do. And I go, and next to her is a Russian fertilizer magnate. And next to him is a Chinese amusement park tycoon. And then the rest is Jews. But here's the way. and I would just do that. And then some people would love it. Some people get off the bus and go, man, I took 2 of these buses and these motherfuckers are talking about nothing. They're talking about nothing that's ever they're talking about this where George Washington was, and here's where the redcoats, and then they go, you get on here and you're talking about real shit that's actually happening, and they're like, this is interesting, I want to know what's going on. So some people liked it, but yeah, we should do it. We'll rent the bus to the Dillon Diaz Dillon tour.
I still remember being in the 8th grade and being in Jersey, and they took us to Philly to see the Nutcracker Suite.
Yeah.
The Nutcracker in Betsy Ross's house.
Yeah.
You had to do all that shit.
Yeah.
Great. I'll never forget that we went somewhere and the guy said something. I think it was Betsy Ross's house. He's like, do you know what happened here? And one of my buddies like, who gives a shit? And he just Because those tour people,
Yeah.
like
They're
especially
so
those
into it.
They're so into it.
It's so sad.
And you can just throw them off.
There's nothing worse because when I was doing that job, I was doing it as like a means to an end, you know? And then there were people there where that was their full-time gig.
Oh, my God.
And that's fucking rough, man.
I want to take you guys to Boston because this college I went to is right down by the Common, and they have these walking tours, but they make the tour guides dress up like they're George Washington.
Yeah, see, that I wouldn't do. That's when it gets too much. Like, I barely wore my uniform. Boston's got those stupid duck tours where people are excited that they're like, the thing goes in the river, too. I'm like, that impresses you? We blow up things with a satellite. A guy on his phone sends drone strike. Like, but yeah, but it's sad because every job you have as a comic, every shitty job, you're doing it on your way to hopefully something else. But the guy next to you, that's it. That's his job. I used to take a bus with this guy, great guy, big guy, lived in Staten Island, and he worked at the telemarketing thing with me. He was a good telemarketer, but that was it. And he go, oh yeah, you doing comedy? He goes, yeah, that's cool, whatever. But this was his thing. You know, he had a girl, and they would just fucking, he would do, and it's just like a guy like that. You're like, you know, it's a rough road, man. It's a rough road. No insurance, no savings of money, just trying to scratch up deals to make a living, and it's tough. And then also, no future that you're looking towards, like, hey, if I go through all this, I'll get here. Because like you said, it's every day start at zero. It takes a very long time to build to where you're starting at 5. That takes a couple of years to just build up to where you started. Like, okay, I got a car. I got an apartment. So it's tough. A lot of those people I met, it's like you wonder where they are now.
What the fuck are you giggling about?
Why did you like him? What did he do?
He did an error.
I knew a second ago, but now keep going from where you told it, because then
You know that little forehead you got?